Alright, happy winter to everyone, and we have a new release of VRChat 2021 4.2. And that gives us a few more features through Udon that we can play around with, primarily some post-processing settings and a few other things. So let's get to it. First up, we have interaction text. Now, you can finally change the text that shows up when you hover over something or the interaction text through Udon. This will primarily likely be used by people who have mirror toggles for the likes. Let's say you have one button that turns on a mirror and you can click it to turn it back off. You can now change this text to represent the state that the mirror is on. So if the mirror is on, you can hover over it and it says turn mirror off or the likes. Or you can click it and it'll say turn mirror on when it's off. On to the post-processing settings. We can now change the values on the post-processing volume. Not the file itself, mind you, but the actual component that has the weight slider and the likes. This gives us four main things that we can actually modify. One is global. This is whether or not the component affects the entire world globally, or only within a collider that you've enabled on that game object. Blend distance, the distance at which the effect fades in and out. Weight, how heavily the volume affects your camera. This value goes from 0 to 1. And priority, the volume's priority over other volumes. A priority of 1 will take effect over another volume that has a priority of 0, for example, and so on and so forth. Weight is likely the one that people will make the most use out of, since it allows you to basically fade in and fade out a post-processing effect. This can typically be used for the effect of a bloom slider, or adjusting how light or dark or blue or red your environment is. Video coming on this soon as well. We also got a fix in that manual sync would sometimes stop working until someone joins the world, and that's now resolved. This issue was due primarily to people using on-ownership transfer request, which is when you are trying to request ownership of an object, this event will fire. And due to some issues with this was causing issues with manual sync just choking in general. We also got some other news in the sense that Merlin, the guy behind Udon Sharp, has been officially hired on by VRChat. Now, this should help the development of both Udon Graph and Sharp. He did state in his announcement on his Discord server that Udon Sharp will be remaining MIT licensed, so wonderful to hear. It's just exciting to see what kind of changes this will mean, especially with the upcoming Udon Sharp 1.0, which will bring a lot of changes and upgrades to how Udon Sharp is planning to be used. And that's pretty much it for this round of updates. Hoping everyone's staying warm this winter and, well, tornado free. Let's see, what have I been doing? I'm trying to do news stuff as my outros. I worked on the most recent VCAT, so if you go to Parareal Akihabara, the NPC character that will run around with you and move and react to a bunch of stuff was pretty much all me programming-wise. So that's been an amount of time. My editor script prefab manager will be coming out maybe soon. My goal is within the next few months. There's still some issues I'm trying to work out, but there will be a new version up on my Patreon here pretty sudden for people who are interested. And as I mentioned previously, you can be looking forward to a future video on the actual post-processing slider that I was discussing earlier. That's planned to be the next video, so we'll see when that comes out.